Hey Divas, it's your girl Kia, and it's time for Real Talk. I have a letter from one of my subscribers, and I'm going to share with you. You can, of course, give me your points of view on this, but here we go. Hey Kia, first of all, I love your wigs, and I think that you are such a beautiful woman from the inside out. Thank you. I kind of have a video request. I know that you are a Christian, and so am I. With that being said, I would like to know what you think about people staying in a bad marriage. I will use myself for an example. I am engaged to the father of my son, and I am also expecting another child on the way. He treats me and the baby well. He provides and spends quality time with us, but he cheats. This is something that I have a hard time dealing with. I cannot marry him. A lot of Christians that I know say that I should marry him and pray that God works on him. But I cannot lie to God or myself. He does everything else for the family, but cheating is a deal breaker. I am a young woman with another baby on the way, but I feel so confused because I truly love this man. But how can I love myself if I continue to allow this person to cheat on me? His mother makes me feel bad about myself. She claims that I must have never loved him if I'm so quick to leave him, and that it will make the children suffer for breaking up with him. Please help. First of all, I talked to my husband. I talked to my girlfriend, Joyce. And I talked to my girlfriend, Fatima. And I wanted to get a man's perspective. I wanted to get another married woman's perspective. And then I got a single woman a single mother's perspective. My husband was saying that men will only do, just what Steve Harvey, everybody's saying and all this stuff, men will only do what you allow them to do. And this morning when he called me, he said, oh my God, Steve Harvey was talking about the same situation. He said the same thing that I was telling you. And I said, but that's what any person. People can only do to you what you allow them to do. Talking to my girlfriend, Joyce, we both had the same thing. Like, first of all, you're not married to him. So you really have no commitment. You have no ties except for the children. And what she said, it could just be, he could support you financially, and that's about it. Because you have to really take into consideration your safety. And I had this issue because I used to be on mommyspace.com, mommyspace.ing, and this issue came up where this lady, her husband repetitively cheated on her. And she had children, and the one girl was like, well, my man cheated on me, and he didn't cheat on me anymore. And I mean, that's a rare case. And, you know, how do you not know that he's not cheating on you anymore? But my thing is, I kept saying that this woman knows for a fact that her husband is repetitively cheating on her. He is bringing death to her door, basically, because there's too many diseases out here nowadays. There's too many things that, what do they always say, penicillin won't cure. And you know, those are things that you have to really take into consideration. And you're pregnant with child. There's diseases that you can get that will harm that unborn baby before he even has a chance of life. So that's something she said. Now, my girlfriend Fatima, and I felt it was funny because when I got off the phone, I said, wow, you know, I really got her, you know, what she was saying. And I did get what she was saying. I haven't always been married, obviously. I have been a single mother of 2 before I got married. But what she was saying, she said, I'm the wrong person to ask because right now I really don't know about love. And I feel like a lot of women probably are at this point where it's not a lot of, she was saying it's such a few amount of men who can be committed, who have a job and who are taking care of themselves and willing to take care of a woman and so forth and so on. And she said, at this point, this is her comfort zone. This is what she was saying about this young lady. She's in a comfort zone where maybe she feels that she can't break away because she knows him, and if it's going to be hard emotionally to separate from him. And, you know, even if she does separate, will she continue to be away from him? Because at the end of the day, when she's lonely, she'll go back to him because that's somebody that she's comfortable with. She's saying to herself, I know his issues and I can deal with that. And I said, wow, okay, I understand that. I understand that completely. I mean, there's been, my husband, we separated for a time and came back together, and it was hard. It was so hard because, you know what, I think it's really it's a lust issue. because your flesh has already known that person. So it's hard because people think that sex is just sex. There's no emotion. Wrong. There is some form of emotion, and especially with women. When I hear women trying to be so hardcore and so I can sleep with this one, I can sleep with that one, you are not built that way. You were not built that way. God did not fashion you that way. When you have sex, especially with women, and I talked to my mom about this, you can't just have sex and there's no emotion. There is some type of emotion there because that's how we are made. We are made as emotional beings. Men are physical. That's why men can sleep with women and not have feelings. It's just a physical thing. But I would say separate. If he is serious, if he really loves you, I would say separate for a time and get some type of godly counsel. Or if you say, and see if y'all can come back together. My thing what women do a lot, and I have tried to do it myself, is that we try so hard to change someone because we see the best in them, or we love them so much we let that emotion override our common sense. And I had to realize, like with my husband, I kept chasing him. Please, why don't you want to marry me? I have your son, da 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 da. And he didn't want to marry me because it was a family issue. I told you guys my husband is from Africa, so they're very tight-knit. And it's almost like they don't allow outsiders in type of thing. And so he was scared to lose his family to be with this woman that he knew, but he didn't know really the love that I had for him would outcast all of that other stuff. And from past relationships. Because I know a lot of people don't realize it, but you carry those past demons right in with you in the relationships a lot of times. And you have to learn how to cut those off and start over. But I kept saying, oh, I have your son, we're going to church. The church was saying, well, we feel as if, he should, if he doesn't want to marry you, y'all should both go on and let him do what he got to do. And I was very upset about that because I said, well, why do I, as the woman, have to accept all this responsibility and he doesn't have to step up to the plate? But that is a total different issue. But what I did was I had to seek God. And one thing that they said at church was, and I remember my pastor saying this, was you can't be two half people and come together. You have to be two whole people and come together. And once I separated myself from him, and it was hard. It was hard because my flesh had already known this man. And I knew that sometimes was overshadowing, like I told you, my common sense. But when I let go and started focusing on me and my relationship with God, and I am so serious. I know women are saying, oh, she's just saying that she's super spiritual. No, it was hard. It was so hard for me. But once I said, you know what, I want him, I'll never forget my girlfriend that I was telling you about, Joyce, her husband, and at the time was her boyfriend, told me, he confirmed exactly what God said. He said, if you leave that man alone, and he said, I'm telling you from a man's perspective, because a man likes to hunt. He likes to chase. So if you give it to him right in his face, they lose interest. So what he was saying, if you let him go and let God handle him and his situation, he will come back to you 110% better. That was just confirmation. So, all right, 9 minutes. I know I'm not going to finish what I got to say. Tune in to the third video. So, I'll see you. Bye.